Let's feeling poppin', make the body go boom, boom, boom. Let's go get into it. Step it up. Season 1, episode 1. Do you have what it takes? Perfect title for the first episode. Let's go and get into it. It's been an interesting night. I've been sipping on my wine, and it's time to discuss the season premiere, Step It Up. I've been waiting for this show for the longest, and I'm just very, very excited. So let's go straight to it, because y'all know we already knew what was expected, and we knew what was delivered. Starting out, I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I think this was a decent episode for the season premiere. I felt like it could have been better. I felt like it could have been way better. It seemed like they was kind of nervous on how to do it because they've already done a previous show with Bring It, and they were trying to do something completely different. Matter of fact, they did something completely different, and they were uncomfortable. And I can tell that from the edits. They wasn't sure what to do. They had auditions mixed up, and then they went to show, Miss Young Byron, Tracy. I'll call her Miss Young Byron. I have respect for her, but Miss Young Byron, that's a long name, honey, for be called. But we know who you are, girl. We know who you are. But if I slip up and say Tracy, girl, don't make me do no push-ups, honey. Okay, I know you grown. But starting out from the first episode, I can tell they were, the people who were in the editing room were kind of nervous a little bit because they wanted to do something different and they wanted to step out on their own. And it's okay. This is the first episode. But I liked it. I watched it again. The first time, the beginning when I watched it, I wasn't tweeting too much because I was actually enjoying it. Sometimes, and I tell people that all the time, when I'm really truly enjoying something, I don't talk about it. I don't take pictures. I just sit there and soak up the moment. And that's exactly what I did. And I enjoyed that we got a whole hour of just seeing raw dance, raw talent, and just genuine people. That was everything from me. That was everything from me coming from a vlogger and a person who's been watching TV and reviewing shows for a couple years now. That was everything for me because we have seen shows, who have been a little bit, loud and unnecessary just for TV and shits and giggles and all that. But this was something completely different. And I'm very supportive of this. Let me tell you something. If you have a problem with watching young black girls be motivated and confident in themselves of being beautiful black women, if you can't fix your face and your eyes to pay attention to that, then you need to evaluate your life and your credit. This show is not going to be drama, folks cussing out folks all the time unless it's a purpose. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be no coon behavior on that, and that's no shade to any other show because there was plenty of shade thrown out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and I said I was going to be positive, but I'm going to be positive shading in this review. Let me tell you something. I stayed at home purposely to review this show by myself so I can say all the things I need to say. So let's start on Miss Young Byron, honey. You remind me of Ghastly, honey, the Pokemon girl. Every time I seen Tracy Pooch around, all I can think of Ghastly because she loves some purple, and purple is my favorite color too, believe it or not. So she just remind me of Ghastly. She got them big eyes. And it's like they're black, but they're white at the same time. She's like, I just think about the Pokemon Ghastly. Google it up. So we get to the auditions. The first girl is scared to death. She doesn't know what to do. And Miss Tracy is scared to piss out of her. She don't want to do. And Tracy just said, you know what, girl? You can't keep up. If you step it up or get all the way to the left. And baby, she told her to the left. Everything you got in the box to the left on that floor, that wooden floor that I bought with my coins, so you won't hurt your feet, child. Let me stop being shady. So she told her to go to the left, and the girl was crying. I think we're gonna probably see her. Because the girl she can probably dance, but she just froze up, and we don't have time to waste. We gotta get into it. My baby, Miss Ursula pushed on in to go get the next dancer. She said, Miss Young Byron is ready for you, baby. If I didn't get life from I love Ursula's voice. I just love that strong, distinctive voice. It's just so sexy to me. I love me some Ursula. Y'all know that smile about, hey, boo. So she went and got the girl, and then the way she turned around was so sexy. Oh, that was probably supposed to show, but she was just so sexy when she turned around. She said, she'll be out in a minute. It was just so much life. So the girl come out, she started dancing. Miss Tracy just tell her that, you know, I think you're okay dancing, but you're not repertory. Repertory is the difference between she has repertory, which are her advanced dancers, and then she has her company, which, you know, eventually they will get to repertory. That tells you a lot. She wants to, you're not the best of the best, but I will get you to the best of the best. I'm letting you get there, and I'm going to mold you into what you need to be. So it's like going through school almost, and I love that. I love so many teaching moments on this show that I took personally for myself. You know, what else was going on? So Miss Tracy's looking for a studio, honey. Her pretty friend, one of them had a bad sickness shape, honey. In the blue skirt or dress, baby. She had a bad shape, baby. But she ain't had no bad place to show Miss Young Byron, honey. She did them ugly places that she was showing her to dance. I'm glad Tracy was just straight to the point and just like, girl, none of this right here, all this stuff is whack. And I'm just not here for it. And the places were too small. They were too small. You can't have dancers dancing on concrete and stuff. Okay, the fact that the first episode she's looking for a dance studio and that she's, you know, she's acknowledging the fact that she does not want her dancers dancing on concrete and all that type of stuff tells me a lot about her. Because we are, people who do not know, dancers are not supposed to be dancing on no tile floors like that. They are not supposed. That's very damaging to their feet. When you be seeing these folk wrapping these band-aids around their kneecaps and stuff, because they've been tap dancing on tile floors, and folks need to reinvest into their business and spend it on the kids. But that's all I'm gonna say on that. If you all didn't know, one of the person when you were doing you know, the dance and whatever, one of the guys, Keenan, which is one of you know, Tracy's, I don't know what to call him, because she has like these little people that she call kids, and her children, her sons and stuff, and her daughters. And they're not biologically her children, but she grooms them like they're her children, which I love. And he danced with Nicki Minaj last month. Shout out to Keenan. She danced right behind Nicki Minaj at the VH1. That Miley, What's Good? Yes, he danced it and did it. And did it. Just goes to show. Then last week she went to the Janet Jackson concert, and it was a girl that didn't dance with YCDT, but she, you know, was in her class or whatever. Something, I think she knew, Tracy knew of her when she was young. All the people that surround her are actually doing big things, and and catch these teas. Even because I think a lot of people had a lot of negative things to say, you know, about, you know, it being boring. It's not gonna like it's not drama. Even if it does not, these kids' careers will go on surpassed a lot of stuff. Because let me tell you something, these TV shows will not last forever. It's about what you gonna make of yourself. TV ain't always where it is, okay? Let me tell you something. It's some folks who on TV you think are making money, they ain't making shit. They being made a fool of on TV, okay? So let's be honest about that. So I got to get into some more stuff. What else was going on? We get to the auditions, and she telling them about Icon Talent Agency is looking for some good dancers. So she tells she can only choose 5. So she starts grooming them down. She starts breaking them down. She starts telling them, sit down, sit your ass down. You had too many tacos. You had too many Pop-Tarts. Well, she didn't say all that, but she was telling them to sit down. And it was, you know, it was hardcore, but she was just being honest. So Jerron gets called out, and Jerron is one of my favorite male dancers. It's not that many of them, but he's one of my favorites because he's so shy. He's so shy. I need to find his Twitter account or something. I know he probably something else, but he's so shy. And what Miss Tracy called him out. She said, "Jerron, what's going on?" He's like, huh? Baby, he had that Scooby-Doo look on. Like, I know she didn't call me out. Yes, she called you out, Jerron. She called you out. She's like, I need to see you do it again. And the fact that, and somebody brought it up to me, the fact that Miss Tracy Young Byron knows dance terminology says a lot. The fact that she knows dance terminology, I've never heard of. I heard of cliche or whatever that stuff is, honey. I've heard it about 1 or 2 times, but hearing her say some of these words, the woman is real. The woman is real, honey. The woman is real. And she said, "You crazy?" So she told Jerron to dance, and Jerron, she said, she started out 1, 2, and Jerron just froze up, honey. Them toes started curling up. I was like, Jerron, get it together. He said, you crazy? You crazy? I was like, child, Jerron, you better get it together because Miss Young Byron ain't playing. So Jerron, she gets him to do it again, and Jerron slays and does it and doing it well. He did it well, and it was very, very, you did it. And Jerron, it just goes to show you, Jerron was doing okay at the beginning, but she pushed him to another level to make it better because he's going to have to give it his all when he does the audition. There is not going to be no time for you to, let me do it again. At the first time, you're going to have to step it up and give it all the way, or you're going to be all the way to the left. So Miss Young Byron, we get a chance to meet Mrs. Mary. Mrs. Mary is Tracy's mother, a very supporting, loving mother, and she passed this year. Unfortunately, she did pass this year, and it's a very tough time. I remember it was like a couple of months ago, and I found out through Facebook, and you know, all the J's and stuff, we sent up our prayers and everything, and Miss Tracy Young Byron just kept on she just kept on pushing through. Just kept on pushing through and pooching through. And let me tell you something, losing somebody like that very close to you is a very, very hard. I can imagine continuing to do my YouTube channel or my brand or anything without my mother and father or my brother. So that was a lot. For her to keep on, you know, doing it says a lot, because I think she realized that, you know, at the end of the day, this is not necessarily about me. It's about me supporting these kids and being there for them. So, you know, her mother is always there for her in spirit, and I love it. I think her mother spoke to her, you know, and told her, you know, gave her encouraging words when she came to meet her, and just told her that 2015 is your year. Okay, Miss Mary probably didn't know all the stuff that was coming in the works, but look at it, just look at it. So much support, so many awards behind it. It's just everything. So we get back to the auditions, and well, not the audition, the dance rehearsal, and Misha and Keshana gets called out, honey. And Misha is she's one of the top. I've loved Misha since I saw her at the Battle Royale and dancing it on Bring It. I've loved it. Misha serves, and she is everything to me. I love her to death. I love her. Got a chance to meet her beautiful mother, and her mother has a twin, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I loved it so much. So Misha served it, and she, you know, Miss Tracy Young Byron made her go against Keshana, and she was like, you know, Keshana is just as good as Misha, but she wasn't confident at one point. And I can understand it, and then, you know, Keshana, you know, telling us that she wasn't very confident in the beginning. She had to be pushed through, and she didn't believe she was beautiful. That's what Miss Tracy said, and Miss Tracy saw that. She has that, I feel like she has that spirit of discernment. That's probably why I respect her so much, because she used her spirit to be able to see what needs to be worked on people, what needs, you know, and use it for good. And I love it. And it's teaching me that I need to use it for good sometimes. Because sometimes I use it to read the hell out of folks. That's the key in my reads, honey. That's the key in some of my reads, is I can be able to see some of the stuff that people can't see with their own eyes. So they went on, and Keshana just hilarious. She did really, really good, and like she was more confident when she did it the next time she danced again. I loved it. Miss Tiffany Pooch out of nowhere. I've never seen Miss Tiffany before. Miss Tiffany Pooch through, and baby, she owned it. Ursula Genesis, whatever you want to call yourself this week, baby. My eyes on the sparrow, and that sparrow and Miss Tiffany Boo. Tiffany, woo, Miss Tiffany looked good, honey. She looked really, really good. And Miss Tracy shaded her, said, you know, she in the AARP dance group, but she killing it, and she was serving and everything. I loved it. We got a chance to meet Janae. Janae, I love her to death as well. I love her mother. Her mother is very, very silly. Her mother was one that said, I can't have her talk to me like that, cause I be like, look, hold up. Like, I loved it. Loved it. Janae seemed like she was a little troubled teen almost. She, you know, she got in the fight, got suspended from school, and almost got kicked out of YCDT. But still, and I would have never guessed it, because when I met her and seen all that, you know, she had been groomed so much and just molded that she's just very professional. That just goes to show you, when you have your dancers and stuff fighting and doing all this type of stuff that's, not good behavior, that's your time to step in and teacher and make them a better person. Catch. So Janae, I'm very proud of you and where you at now. Just very, very good, girl. Keep up the good work, honey. You slayed. Miss Janae can she can make it. So we end up having the Miss Tracy ends up she found her studio, and the studio it's a big old studio, honey. Big studio. And Miss Mary goes to see it, and it's just it look raggedy as hell. But let me tell you something. Miss Tracy Young Byron has worked it, baby, and it looks really, really good. I loved it. I love it. So she ends up picking her dancers to go. And it's Tiffany, Janae, Nisha, Jerron, and somebody else. I can't remember who else it was. Oh my gosh. But Misha and Jerron didn't make it. And Tiffany, who made it? Tiffany, Janae, and I can't think of the other girl name. Oh my God. I can't think of. She made it to. Oh, I'm so sorry. They made it, and they danced. I felt like Misha and Jerome were a little nervous in the beginning, but they got it together and they said, they did. But the other girls, they came in. The other girl and what's that came in and just did it. They just did it automatically straight up. I think that's Tia. I want to say that was Tia. I can't remember. So forgive me if it's not. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm very, very excited. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. Step it up every Friday. I'll talk y'all later. Deuces, bye.